Hi, my name is Frank Schaefer. I am an author and an activist and a commentator, and I have a podcast in conversation with Frank Schaefer. But today, what I want to do is tell you who's really running for president. It's not Donald Trump, it's Elon Musk. And you need to be warned about his intentions. You know, we have a long tradition in America going back into the Gilded Age of very wealthy people trying to corner the market on political influence. But in the past, most of them were loyal to the United States of America and to our democracy. They accepted election results. They never would have helped somebody running for president who had rejected an election result. They might have donated and given largely to candidates they favored, but they respected the process. Today, anybody who supports Donald Trump no longer respects the process. We know he will reject any result that doesn't see him elected, like he did last time. We know he has it in him to cause another insurrection or some other malfeasance against our democracy. But the point I want to make today is that when the Wall Street Journal, that Rupert Murdoch owns, the Republican bastion of all pro-business bastions, has as its headline as it does today, and I'm reading from that, Musk's role in a Trump presidency raises conflict of interest questions. Leading a government efficiency commission would give Musk influence over the federal agencies that regulate his empire, including SpaceX and Tesla. We are in new territory. You see, when you combine Musk's billions, Trump pretends he's a billionaire, but Musk really is one, and his disoriented personality that lashes out at people in the same way that Trump always lashes out. Everything is personal, nothing is business with both Trump and Musk. They are perfectly matched. The difference is Musk has real power. He doesn't just have a cult following of deluded evangelical Christians, white nationalists, racists, and others. He has reach into the online stratosphere, literally controlling it with both his SpaceX and his satellite launch company, which now controls a big chunk of worldwide communications. He can literally throw the off switch on anybody he disagrees with or go after them personally and threaten them, as he's done with this Brazilian judge, or call somebody a pedophile when they cross his path, as happened long ago when those kids were stuck in a cave and he somehow reacted because people wouldn't take his advice. We know he lashes out like Trump, but he has the money to back it. He can bring slap nuisance suits against people, play it out in courts, and ruin those who even dare to criticize him. He has taken over Twitter and destroyed it financially, but at the same time has a tremendous hold on global power. So reading from the Wall Street Journal right here, Elon Musk's enthusiasm for Donald Trump is stretching from politics to policy and raising conflict of interest questions. Musk has agreed to lead a government efficiency commission if Trump is reelected president. The alliance shows that Musk, one of the world's richest people and head of several businesses, not only is interested in getting Trump elected, but also wants to actively participate in influencing federal policy. The Wall Street Journal continues, the commission would conduct an audit of the entire federal government and make recommendations for drastic reform, Trump said. That would give Musk influence over the same agencies that regulate his multi-billion-dollar portfolio of companies, including the electric vehicle maker Tesla and the rocket company SpaceX. The point that I'm trying to make is that in this contest against Kamala Harris, when Elon Musk and these other billionaire tech bros post anti-Kamala rhetoric and lies, and in Musk's case, even going to the extent of posting AI-generated false images on Twitter, the very thing that everybody is supposed to regulate globally, he's doing to try to counter her popularity. Very much in the same category of people who take a high school graduation picture and turn it into porn by putting something in there that is illegitimate. Same kind of thing. Well, Musk is doing this, and his interest is not in Trump winning the presidency. His interest is in he really being Trump's actual vice presidential candidate. You know, J.D. Vance is sort of a putrid joke, and he wrote a book, and he's lashing out and running around telling lies. sticking with Tucker Carlson, even though Tucker Carlson has had a Holocaust denier on his show and not even denouncing that. J.D. Vance's history, but not so much Elon Musk. You know, I live in Massachusetts, and here we've got a Senate race going on where Elizabeth Warren was more or less unopposed, and the actual real Republicans dropped out. And suddenly some guy came from nowhere with the backing of 3 Bitcoin billionaires. Do you think they care about Massachusetts politics? No. What they want to do is stick it in the eye of Elizabeth Warren because she dares to say that the fraudulent Bitcoin business needs to be regulated, that they're used primarily by international criminal organizations to pay debts that fly under the radar, that they are a con operation that takes on people, loses money, that they've already produced various criminal indictments, and she wants to regulate them to protect people the same way she did from fake for-profit universities, one of which, by the way, Donald Trump used to run. So what do you see in this circle here that I want to warn you about and tell you the truth about and point out? And that is Musk and these tech bros and these Bitcoin operators are not interested in American politics because they want to participate in democracy. They want to smash democracy and be in charge. These are basically monarchists, and they see themselves as kings. Outside of the democratic system, smarter than the rest of us, titans of the global environment, the ultimate internationalists that want to control our politics, not for any higher purpose, but that in Musk's case, so he can control the space business. So his satellite company can not only go unregulated and put up thousands of more satellites, but throw the switch on anybody he disagrees with, whether it's taking them off Twitter or lying about them or using his 180 million followers to raise up the persecution of someone who dares to challenge him, bring slap suits against anybody who questions him. And now in Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren is running against a cardboard candidate that doesn't really exist, simply is funded by these 3 billionaire tech bro Bitcoin demagogues. What we face in this election is not Kamala Harris versus Trump. What we face is Kamala Harris versus right-wing fascistic tech bros who basically see democracy as a stumbling block, preventing them from total power. You know, the biggest mistake the US government made in the last 10 years is to get in bed with Elon Musk and let him control not only our space industry, but our communications industry with Starlink. We had to beg him, for instance, to allow the government through the Defense Department to finance Starlink's communication that we were still giving Ukraine when he was talking to Vladimir Putin and trying to make side deals. We've got to go to Elon Musk hat in hand to allow the rest of us to communicate because he's controlling the very means through which you are watching this now and can throw the off switch if he doesn't like it. This is not democracy. You know, when our billionaire Gilded Age people ran the railroads and the steel company, people like Carnegie, who then went built libraries for people, J.P. Morgan, who saved the American economy, sure, he got Rothschild to finance him in buying up the American railroad system, but his idea was to make America greater. And yes, he could back a president and swing an election with donations and so forth and so on, but he wasn't trying to take over the country. He wasn't running our defense and space industry. He had not grabbed all the means of communication into his and his tech bro friends' hands to pervert not only the course of justice in the case of Trump, who belongs in prison, but to try to tip the balance in an election with billions against, for instance, the $100 donation I made to Kamala Harris a few days ago, and I'll make a couple more. My couple of $100 and your couple of $100 versus billions. And the shutdown of communication, throw the switch, slander a Brazilian judge, whatever it takes. Why? It's all personal. It's not business. It's all personal. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, these other billionaires are cut from the same carbon copy. They are empathy-free sociopaths, often on some sort of mental disability spectrum that threatens the rest of us with consciencelessness. They denigrate women. They denigrate other races. They tip the balance in elections to try to annoy somebody like Elizabeth Warren because she's carrying out her constitutional duty as a senator to try to regulate this flaky outfit of Bitcoin operators who now want to tip the scale in Massachusetts and mess with her and punish her. And that is simply the beginning. If Donald Trump is reelected, the real power in the White House will be Elon Musk and the tech bros who have bought him an election, who are trying to tip the scale against both democracy and a brave prosecutor who will go after them, and they know it, and try to regulate them before they mess with the rest of us to the point that we no longer even have a say in our government and our world and our democracy. You know, when one billionaire corners a big chunk of the defense market, the communications market, and the space market, and the US government looks the other way and pretends that he's not a threat to our country, a big mistake has been made by both Republicans and Democrats. But if Trump allows this man in the White House, not to mention Project 2025 written by these ultra Catholic right-wing bigots who belong to these secretive Catholic organizations and have written a 900-page document on what they will feed him, it means social policy is being constructed and controlled not by Trump, but by the Trump whisperers on the right with their idea of morality, taking away women's rights and choice. And that fits with some of these tech bros who they don't like women either. And they don't like racial diversity. In fact, they always try to tip the scale against diversity and equity. But what they really care about is not just their own businesses and getting richer. They have a greater motivation than that. And that is pure, unadulterated, gold-plated, silver spoon in the mouth ego. And Trump and these guys are cut from the same cloth. They don't give a crap about us. They don't give a crap about our democracy. It annoys them. And now trying to reelect Trump, bully somebody like Senator Warren and others. They have now stepped out of the shadows. It's not just dark money anymore. It's overt. And now Trump is promising Musk and these other people, including the half-wit Kennedy with the worm in the brain, the molester of women with a terrible track record of his interface with women, this guy who left a bear in Central Park, this loony, he's promising him a place in his government and wants now to invite Elon Musk in to actually be the power behind the power openly. Elon Musk is not stupid, and he knows he intellectually runs circles around Donald Trump. You're not electing Trump. You're electing Musk. My name is Frank Schaeffer.